Hello and welcome. Today we have here a thrift shop find, an op shop. If you live in New Zealand, we call them op shops. Here we have a Husqvarna Practica, also known as Viking in the UK and the USA, as far as I understand, but we call them here Husqvarnas. So this is the model 4010 Practica, and yeah, it looked to be in fairly good nick, so I thought I'd pick that one up. And we've got the foot control, which is always a good start. It's all there, and in the front cover there we've got the manual, how to sew with your Husqvarna Practica 4010. So nice spiral bound manual there, nice clear photographs there. I like a spiral bound manual, that's very nice. What have we got here? Oh, warranty 20th of August 1969. Ray Carter Electrical Limited, Invercargill, right at the bottom of the South Island here in New Zealand. Okay, guaranteed to be free from all defects in material and workmanship under normal use and service for which it was designed for 25 years from the date of purchase. Following conditions, I won't go into that, but it's quite nice to see these warranty cards in these machines. I quite like seeing the original receipts too when they crop up. So yep, the manual's a little bit doggy around this area. Someone obviously, buttonholing. So that's a common task, is buttonholing, and it's good to refer to the manual when you do them. So yeah, quite worn there. Supplement. So here's a supplement here, and yep, all the accessories in the back there, really nice. Don't see any accessories, that's a shame. I'll have to put together some accessories for it. And this is a supplement here. Yeah, in order to make your choice of stitches still easier, the illustration of the stitches have been moved to the front of the arm. So that's referring to this here. So we've got the stitch types here. Since oil has a tendency to seep out at screw threads, etc., the can should not be stored horizontally once the bulb has been opened. So they must have had a few issues with these leaking. There's the little bulb they're talking about, I think, right on the end of the oil bottle there. That looks like maybe a little refill pack here. A little sachet of oil. Yep. Quite neat. Okay, we've got the... Oh, we do have something in here. What's this? We've got the table extension here. It's in reasonable condition. A couple of wee scuffs there. Here we have an invoice. Husqvarna 4010 Practica, serial number $166. So we were using dollars then? I think we changed in 67, not sure. I think that's it'll be $166. Not sure exactly when we changed to the decimal system from the old pounds, shillings and pence type. But yep, 20th of August. So I'll calculate that with inflation, and that's New Zealand dollars. So yep, from Ray Carter Electrical. And here we have a nice card here. Sewing machine has been backed by factory guarantee. Proof of purchase, a little test sewing done there. So we've got a bit of satin stitching there, buttonhole, serial number stamped here. Is that some sort of date stamp? Not sure how that translates. Yeah, a nice little thing to go with the machine. Right, let's have a wee look at the machine itself. Yeah, the cases are quite nice. It's hinged on the front there. Nice big heavy duty binding on around the edges here with, you know, really grunty stitches here. They'd be done by an industrial machine. The latches on the top here aren't in the greatest of condition there, but you know, not too bad. The key is to try and keep these as dry as possible. The moisture seems to settle on these latches and it just eats away the chrome plating there. Oh, yep. Geez, they're not light. That's the thing with these, they're not light. Let's have a quick assessment here. Everything seems to be doing what it should. Well, let's plug it in and see what, see how it sounds straight out of the box. Well, it runs. Bulb works. Sounds quite good. One of the things I like to check first of all with a machine like this is the drive, you know, the drive mechanism, the belts. You can do a quick check just by holding a bit of pressure on the hand wheel. So clamping the hand wheel. You don't want to clamp it so tight that you stall the machine or hold it in the stalled position. You know, you want to still allow the hand wheel to turn, but just put it under pressure enough, but don't do this for a long time. It will strain the motor. I can tell just by the sound of that the belt is not slipping. So that's really strong. This is, I mean, these belts in here, they do wear out and they're quite difficult to find actually. So just the fact that this is a good strong driving machine makes it a really good contender for, I think, probably keeping for my collections. The other thing to keep an eye out for with these is the cam stack gear can break. So to remove the cam, you push this little lever here. See this little lever here? You push that up. So when this is inserted, you push this lever here and grab the cam there, and it is actually easier if you also make sure that you know that the selector on the front, this one, that selector there, make sure that's pushed right to the back, and that pushes this cam out so that you know, you can get a good decent grip on it, and then you can just hold the lever here, give that a pull out, and you've got cam A there. So you can see printed on the cam there, you can see the little stitch patterns there. No electronics required, all mechanical. And then what we need to do is we need to have a good look in here. So we need to do a full revolution really of this to get a good look here at the state of that. I mean, it sounds okay and it feels okay. If that cam is broken, you'll feel a tight spot at some point around here when you're doing this. Yeah, I think that's about one revolution there. So that's looking good. So the first thing I would do when I'm dealing with one of these machines before I started using it would be check the motor brushes. I've done videos on checking motor brushes. We might have a quick look at it today. There's another problem that can crop up with these, and if we have a look around here, we've got the take-up lever that can, the little driving mechanism can basically fail, not completely but partially. I've done a video on that. I'll try and link videos up in the corner here. So that's the take-up lever. That feels fine. There's no problem there. Need to make sure we get oil into the machine, and before we use it too much, service it. Yeah, just give it a general check over really. So, but first impressions, looks really good. The other thing I would check fairly soon would be the bobbin winder, but these are very reliable bobbin winders. You know, there's not a lot goes wrong with these. We've got the reduction gear as well that I will also check, so that puts the machine into a low speed, high torque mode for a lot of control. If we have a look here, this is in low speed mode. So that's, I'll floor it. And then high speed mode, I'll floor it. So yeah, very handy. Sounding a bit rough down this end here. That might just be the reduction gears, because it doesn't sound too bad when in the high speed mode. So yeah, let's do a little test. So the other thing I would normally do when I assess the machine is to change the needle straight away, because you just don't know what state that needle is in. So brand new needle out of the pack, so that we know that it's 100%. Make sure the needle's right up in the slot there and that it's in the right way. Just quickly thread it here. Keep an eye out for more videos on this machine. More than likely I'll do some basics type videos on this model. And the good thing about the Husqvarnas is they're all quite similar in the way that they are set up. They stuck with a certain design for a long time. And I've got a piece of, this is just the bottom of a pant leg dress trousers. The hem's just turned up there and it's been blind hemmed. 2 layers there. On this seam here there's 3 layers, 4 layers, yeah, 4 layers. Yeah, so that gives you an idea. And on this edge here, that's just a single layer here. We've got a few lumps and bumps to go over there as well, so that's a good test for it. So we'll just start on the lightweight there. Quick rundown of the dials here. So we've got stitch length over here. Set it to about 3. Reverse. The dials seem in pretty good condition, they're not seizing. You'll notice there's an up and down arrow on the reverser here. This up and down arrow here. That is a locking mechanism, and I've seen people have a few issues with machines where the machines are locked in reverse, so that means that this has been pushed in and that has locked down in the down position. You can see it's being held in reverse there, so that's something to look out for. These also seize up as well, so when you push them in they won't return. But there is a latch there for a permanent reverse, and then to take it out of that position you just push the button up, so down to lock it, up to release, and but that feels okay. And then you've got your stitch positioning. That feels a little bit tight. I'll get some oil into there. So that's your needle left, centre and right positioning. And you've got your little selector here for your selecting your pattern stitches. So you've got 1 through 4 for the cam, and then you've got a built-in zigzag built-in cam right down on the 5th position closest to the machine. And you can see we've got handy reference guide on the top there. So cam A, you have these stitches B and C. Here we have the stitch width selector, 0 through 4, and there's a little lock here. I think that's for buttonholing. And then down here we've got your drop feed, and that locks in the drop feed and out to release the drop feed. Over here on the end of the machine, the left end, so we've got the tension dial here for the top tension, and take up lever just here. So that's just a basic rundown on the controls there. Let's have a wee look at how it goes there. So we should just be on straight, I think. We've got the tension's too tight. Yeah, I can tell just by looking at that the top tension is way too tight there. You can just tell by the way it's puckering up there. So it's pulling tight on the top here. I don't know why that's so tight. You know, considering I've got the tension set to normal there, it seems that that tension is very tight. And we can check that by just manually pulling the thread through. But there's a couple of things to be careful of there. I have gone through this in other videos, but I'll just quickly go through it. Make sure when you're checking top tension that you press the foot's down in the down position, because in the up position the tension's released. And you may not get away with pulling the thread through while the needle's threaded, because you'll see that it flexes too much and it could break, especially if the tension's quite tight. So generally you would, just unthread the needle. So I'm just pulling through from this loop here, just so you can see what I'm doing there. But I can feel that that's quite tight, and it's one of those things you get a little bit of a feel for. So considering this is on a normal tension, that would indicate that this tensioner is not very well calibrated for this type of thread. You could temporarily just drop it down to 1 or something like that, just to see how well it sews. Let's try it at 1, and I'll come back and calibrate that tensioner later on. It's one thing when the tension's really tight like that, it can make it a little bit easier to unpick. Sometimes you can get away with just pulling the thread and it might start coming undone. Just, work your way back, top and bottom. I mean, an unpicker would be the better way to go, but this is quite a good way of doing it. I just want to start with a fresh seam there. Okay, got that unpicked there. Right, let's give it another go. The tension's set to 1. It's looking pretty good. See how it goes on the heavier section there. Real nice. Yeah, no worries. Just, went over that lump there, just like a hot knife through butter. That just didn't even bat an eyelid on that one. Even the sound of the machine was consistent. Now if you listen to the machine, and I'm going to go over the lump, but if you listen, you'll notice that the sound that the machine makes doesn't change a lot when it's going from the finer fabric to over the lump. And that's a sign, that's a really good sign. Yeah, that's going really nicely. It's a nice machine. Just try zigzag there. Just bring the needle out when I'm adjusting the controls here. So we're on zigzag. I'll just go to the full width zigzag there. Really nice. Just drop the stitch length down a bit. I'm out of bobbin thread. Oh well, time to try the bobbin winder. Now these have a handy little front door that opens there. Bobbin, yeah, it hasn't actually run out, but someone's just wound different colours onto this bobbin here. So what have we got? We've got a little bit of yellow there and a bit of brown. That'll do. Okay, so once we've done this loop, I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video, but this here didn't quite look right. This guide here, and if we have a look in the manual, you'll see that the guide should be over the top, the little finger here, whereas it's sort of sitting back here. Now there's also a screw missing here, which I'll track down a screw for that, but this just needs adjusting. I'll sort that out later. But in the meantime, I'm just hoping that I can get away with just putting the thread through the tensioner there. I might just have to hold it a little bit. So no, you can't wind a bobbin while you're sewing, because putting this bobbin onto the shaft here disengages the mechanism. Yeah, and then just thread the thread around. And these are reasonably manual. Yeah, I can see that this here is pulling out, the thread's pulling out of here, the tensioner disc, so I'll hold that back a little bit. Not much, I won't put any pressure on it. Yeah, what I was saying was that these bobbin winders are quite manual, so you just have to keep an eye on when they get full. They don't automatically stop. So I'll just wind enough on there just for a quick demonstration. That's enough there. You've got the two spool holders here too for the twin needling. Pretty handy. Installing the bobbin here. We just have the bobbin so that when we pull the thread from the bobbin, that the bobbin turns clockwise, and then install the bobbin into the bobbin case. Pull the thread in through this little slot here and under the spring. Go between two little fingers there, and we're set to install the bobbin. And that's done by just turning that there, and then we've got this little sort of snout looking protrusion here that goes in the vertical position, and we just pop that in, making sure the needle's up and out of the plate there. Just pop that in and push it in until it clicks, and then you can just pull that to make sure everything's nice and free there. Bobbin tension feels just a little bit loose actually. Oh, it's not too bad. And then we can draw up the bobbin thread just by holding the thread out the back of the machine. Don't hold it too tight, just hold it loosely. Turn the machine in one full revolution until the take-up lever here comes right up to its top position again, and then you should just be able to pull the thread, and that should draw the bobbin thread up. You can just grab them, put them both out underneath the presser foot there, and we can carry on. Nice. Yep, definitely a good runner. I'll quickly show you the low speed mode while it's sewing. You can see that you've got quite a lot of control. So that was done at full speed. I'd actually totally recommend one of these machines for a beginner. You know, if it's in good condition. I mean, this one here, you can see it's probably had a little bit of use, judging by the wear on the front of the arm here, just along here. That's an indication that the machine's actually been used a little bit. But this machine's definitely been looked after, so it's probably been well serviced. It's been cared for. This is just general wear. But I think for a beginner, a good machine like this, and good nick, is perfect, because you've got that low speed control. And for a beginner, that's perfect. In fact, yeah, got my niece coming to stay over the Christmas holidays, so you know, I might teach her to sew. And I'll probably use this actually, because it's just perfect for the job. So that's about it for this little quick look at the Husqvarna Practica there, model 4010. I'll go through and service the machine, and maybe do some basics videos on little specifics like you know, bobbin winding, bobbin installing, bobbin case, needles, all that sort of stuff. I'll reset the tension here properly and give the machine a once over, check the motor brushes, all the drive and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much for watching.